Do you have any advice for future generations of RIT students or for the next president, your successor?
For students, I guess I always give a new student the advice of your first semester here, burrow into your courses, make sure you're doing okay. And as soon as you feel like you're doing okay or even halfway okay, start exploring what are the kinds of clubs and activities, other things you can get involved in, because most of our students, I think, receive about half of their education outside of the classroom. And I think you all are probably examples of that. So that's one piece of advice. And then I also suggest to students, study something that you're passionate about.
Yep.
And even if maybe that degree by itself doesn't seem to lead to exactly the job that you imagine, while you're here, you can kind of fill your toolbox. Even if you're majoring in the liberal arts, you can still learn how to code. You can learn tech. And we got a lot of students in liberal arts, art and design that are really very savvy technologically. And yet they're majoring in, it might be some kind of digital new media or animation or some digital version of the humanities. And so I think you need to work on something you're passionate about, because when you're passionate, you work hard, you learn a lot, and then keep going. And a third piece of advice I guess I have for somebody that is graduating is that first job is just a beginning point, and I'm not encouraging people just to hop around and change jobs every couple of years just on a whim. But it's not possible to predict how your future is going to unfold. And so you get into that first job, or maybe you go to grad school, and opportunities present themselves. And when they present themselves, you just get involved, you make yourself useful, you don't sit on the sidelines, and then a career unfolds. And in my case, I wouldn't have had a clue as I'm sitting there in high school that I ever would have been a university professor, or even when I was an undergrad. When I was an undergrad, there was no way I would ever be a university professor. And when I was a university professor, there's no way I would ever be a department chair. And when I was a department chair, there's no way I would ever even think about becoming a dean. And when I was a dean, are you crazy, becoming university president? I would never do that. But what happens is, as you go through life, you accumulate a set of experiences that prepare you for the next stage if you decide to choose it. And then things kind of unfold in a pretty natural way.